Hi, welcome back to more reviews on the Mighty Max franchise. Tonight we're going into heavyweight territory, and the first one to review on the list is the Skull Mountain. Yeah, this one really had a huge impact during the time of its release, and it's officially the biggest set in the franchise in terms of its geography. Anyway, let's crack it open. Officially called Mighty Max Trapped in Skull Mountain. Now this set is the biggest one in the franchise, and it's a stronghold for the main villain, Skull Master. Yeah, the color red suits it, as red symbolizes madness. The mountain has a mad face, followed by a ragged surface, and some staircases on either side. Also, its hideous tongue serves as an entry point. Now you open it like this. So the interior is much like a volcanic fortress, combined with the 90s Gladiators show. Hehe. Now to activate the set, you just link up the platforms, like this. As for the characters, we got Max, and of course the villain here is Skull Master. Note his design here is different from his other versions. This actually was his original form, but he ended up getting an upgrade later on. Yeah, he has a wizard type outfit, and he carries a staff which is the Crystal of Souls, an object of great power. And for his army of goons, we have Warmonger, Skull Master's main henchman. He's a bulky orange monster, armed with swords, and he looks pretty homicidal. We got the Rock Monster. He's a goon made out of dark rocks, and his design fits very well with the ground floor. That way, he's camouflage. We got a giant homicidal crab. We got a mad skeleturtle, along with a double-headed dragon. Also, there is a mechanical vehicle, the Hammerhead Shark. Now the vehicle itself is capable of headbutting. Now the set itself is very big in geography. Color-wise it's pretty simple, being dominantly red with its dark floor and its occasional purple and green as the platforms. And the set itself works like a giant obstacle course. From its bottom you got its bridges, which pretty much works like a gauntlet. There's the weird looking bridge, which you can turn. Then there is the catapults, which is supposed to shoot the flaming eyeballs. Also you can lift the nose up in order to work the axe, which is used for execution, obviously. Over here is the watchtower, or you can call it the Jewel Tower. And this leads you to the skeletal elevator, which takes you up. Now on the top point, you got this VTO hoverpod. Now it's a rocket booster which is supposed to take off, but unfortunately time has taken its toll on it. But yeah, it's supposed to be an escape pod. This set definitely has a lot of stuff, that's for sure. Now I have to say that the artwork in its original box is just epic. And as for its official comic strip, gathering information from numerous sources, this is how I believe the comic strip story plays out. Deep in the mists of Skull Master's lair, he encounters the Skull Master, who tries to destroy him immediately with his powers. But Max avoids it. Skull Master then calls out his goons. Max dodges the skeleturtle, and he punches the giant crab in the face. Skull Master takes off in his hoverpod and heads to the top. Max chases after him, takes the elevator up, and he dodges the two-headed dragon and the other goons. Max makes his way to the top, and that's where Skullmaster reveals his next form. And we see that Skullmaster is a living skeleton. Now, we all know in future sets Skullmaster would get an upgrade on his design, which I would say is a good thing. Gave him more intimidation factor. Now, Skull Mountain appears numerous times in the animated series, serving as the domain for Skullmaster. The setting is demented, and it's filled with numerous traps and monsters, just like the set itself. And Skull Mountain was so popular with the fans that there was even a board game set in Skull Mountain called Mighty Max and the Crystal Quest. Yeah, it ranged from 2 to 6 players. Also, it included 6 great new Max figures in different poses. And the artwork is just epic. Now to close this big fella. Put the dark platform inside. Make sure to close the bridges. The shark machine in the cave. Store the Skeleturtle here. Crab here. Stand Skullmaster by the axe machine. Two-headed dragon by the window. Now, it never mentioned where Rock Monster, Warmonger, and Max stand, so best to safely stick them in the corner. And then close it up. And close the tongue. Yeah. Now, to be truthful, I didn't own the Skull Mountain back in the 90s. It sold very quickly, but after a couple of decades, I finally got one. And yeah, it really has a good 90s visual. Anyway, hope you enjoyed its review, and I'll see you on the next one.